Coming up, we have your May 2025 Las Vegas real estate market update.
Hey everyone, I'm Steve.
And I'm Kristen.
We are the Thomas Group with Real Broker, your local Las Vegas and Henderson realtors, here today to bring you your May 2025 real estate market update. So just to give you a little heads up about a couple of things that I've got planned before we get into the data. Big switching, big movements happening in different communities around town. The 11 communities right now that are still a seller's market. Mm-hmm. But out of 31 communities I surveyed, the rest of them, it's a buyer's market.
Interesting.
So I'll get into the details of which ones are still very heavily favoring the sellers in this market update, and also tell you a little bit about some stats which will piggyback off of when you get into your data.
All right, great. Let's get started with single family homes. The median sales price saw a little drop, down 1% to $480,000.
I'm not surprised, quite frankly. Are you?
No.
Well, maybe a tiny bit surprised, just because I did feel like this last month, we had a slight uptick in like people contacting us business that we closed on and put into escrow and stuff in comparison to other months, but it was like kind of marginal.
Yeah, some of that lags, demand, the price can kind of lag behind the demand. So we're up 2.3% from year over year, which that is like
only
2.3% year over year. So last April, we had a really strong high medium sales price, and to be up 2.3%, that's actually a sign of a healthy, balanced market. That's, in a normal market, you would expect to see about 2 to 3% increase.
Because remember when we were saying like through COVID, we're like 22%.
It was insane. Yeah.
And just
24%.
Like it just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely still, healthy market, as you say. I feel like there's the kind of maybe the apprehension in the market is slowly dissipating.
I think it is.
Which is always normal, you guys. Like whenever change happens, we always feel it. We always see it in real estate. And, Kristen and myself are owning a big high producing team. We feel it, like we've got a finger on the pulse, like very, very finely. And when interest rates went up through COVID from 4% to 5%, people thought the world was like, the ground was falling in. And then when we went from 5 to 6, they were like, oh my gosh, what's happening now? This is the craziest time ever. And then they got normal. Yeah. And then, presidential elections, then it's settling, tariffs settling. It's just, it's one of those things, like there's like a normalcy that.
Yeah, that we get back to normal.
So hopefully we are back there, maybe in a balanced market.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, I don't know, let's keep going. Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, all right, let's move on to units sold. There were 2,174 units sold last month, up 1.5% from the previous month, but down 7% from the same time last year. So we are seeing a little bit of a slower spring.
But to my point, the sales were up a little bit.
They were up a little bit. Yeah, 1.5%. Yeah, exactly. Pending sales are down 1.4% from the previous month. So we expect the sales to kind of just be staying a little bit level, which
I've got to tell you guys, like if you're a buyer in this market right now, I personally think this is the best time. I don't know what the future is going to hold, right? But this right now is like one of the best times I've seen to buy a house. Because you've got so many options. There's a lot of competition out there, which gives you leverage. And we've been getting some amazing offers accepted for our clients with closing costs and having sellers offer concessions here and there. And sellers are open to it.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad that you brought up concessions, because that is one thing that we do not see in the sales price of homes. That can vary quite a bit depending on where the market is. And so the only way that you would know that sellers are giving concessions is if you speak with real estate agents that are doing a lot of business. And, we talk to our buyers and our sellers, depending on the area, which I'm sure you'll get into. that you can get some concessions for closing costs.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, so there's only 3 communities in the whole of town that have less than 3 months of inventory right now.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Summerlin.
No. Anthem.
Anthem.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anthem Country Club
Okay.
and Silverado Ranch
Oh, wow.
all have under 3 months of inventory. Silverado Ranch is really becoming very popular.
Yeah.
Now, the communities that are just over 3 months but under 4 months, but seem like we're having an increase and maybe moving into more of a buyer's market. See if you can see a little pattern anywhere here. Sky Canyon,
Okay.
Rhodes Ranch, Providence, Mountain's Edge, Lone Mountain, Green Valley Ranch, Centennial Hills, and Cadence. They're all have less than 4 months of inventory. So if you're a seller in any of those communities, you're going to be, you should still be able to get a solid price for your home fairly quickly. If you're anywhere else out of there, pricing is absolutely critical. And not just pricing, I would say condition of your home. Like I'm finding properties that really, it's tough because you might have an older home which has been really well maintained. Like your mum and dad's would be a prime example. Like Kristen's parents have kept their home meticulous.
Yeah, over 35 years. Yeah.
But the majority of it is 35 years old. And that's okay, right, for some people. But I find most modern day buyers are looking at having, some updates and stuff. So if your home is older, you definitely, like, pricing is even more critical, I'm finding right now in today's market.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, can I just give you a couple of other, like, just that I found really interesting. Last month, like, luxury market's still doing well. Yeah. But just had a slight decrease than the previous month. But there was 178 sales over $1 million.
Wow.
And 19 over them were over $3 million.
Wow.
And if you are buying, selling anything in today's market, not just necessarily the luxury market, you're going to be competing with about 1 in 4 offers is all cash.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. That's up significantly from even when we got our license.
Yeah.
I want to say it was
because interest rates are so high.
Yeah.
A few interesting data there I found.
Yeah, it is. Great. Thanks for sharing, Steve. Okay, where are we going from here? Let's talk about inventory. The inventory for single family homes, there were 6,213 options. That's up 14.7%. So we're seeing that increase, and up 78% from the same time last year. So we're seeing that increase quite a bit. New listings, we have a jump in new listings again. New listings are up 9.7% from the previous month and up 27.5% from last year. That's interesting. Yeah.
And I mean, it's not surprising to me, just because we've had so little inventory. And
I would say but I would say I'm surprised by there being so many more new listings this year than last year. Is it because people were waiting for interest rates to come down so they can move? And then now they're like, well, this is what it is. So we're just going to, move.
Yeah, I would guess yes. Yeah. Just based on like conversations we have, like there's a lot of that, right? And what we would always tell people was, what if that never happens? And there's been a lot of people that have been burned that didn't necessarily take our advice, and we're like, oh, we're just going to price it here, and then nothing happens. And then or the buyer's agents come in like us that, listings that's happened on, and we're just super aggressive. Case in point, the offer that you just got accepted, which we won't necessarily talk about the details, but Kristen is a very aggressive agent. She's got an amazing deal for her clients for a property that wasn't necessarily overpriced. It's just this right time right now.
It's a good time. We got it at a good time.
Yeah, there's you don't have much competition, you guys out there, because there's other buyers are sitting on the fence waiting, and there's still little hesitation. But if you know that you want to be here in town, or you want to leave here, contact us.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And then the very last thing that we want to talk about for single family homes is our months of inventory. Where Steve kind of shared in those specific communities where the months of inventory was. For the Las Vegas area as a whole, we're sitting at around 3 months of inventory, which is up month over month, up year over year.
Yep.
Makes sense. Okay, let's talk about condos and townhomes. The median sales price also saw a 1.2% decrease to $302,700. So very similar to single family, and we were up 4.4% year over year. I've got a client looking at condos right now, and I actually have a condo listing coming up in Seven Hills, and I can see this is in the inventory with the condos, like things that were selling for maybe $240,000 a couple months ago, getting multiple offers. Now they're probably going to sell for like $215,000. There's a lot of inventory out there, and these are in nice areas too.
Yeah, this is a great point, because I think what it emphasizes is when we talk about the market as a whole and this 1%, decrease, that's as a whole,
yeah,
right? But when we're shopping in specific communities and specific neighborhoods, that could be a lot like that. 5-10% difference there. I mean, that's significant, right? Compared to a couple of months ago.
Yeah. And what's also significant is that speaks to the power of getting multiple offers and being able to, because it does push the price up, more than maybe where it would have been without those multiple offers. So pricing is so important. Okay. And sales were 544 last month. That's down 4.6% month over month, down 12.4% year over year. So we're seeing a bigger slowdown in the condo and townhome market than in the single family. And pending sales are about the same. So seems like the sales are have leveled out the past, I think 3 months. We've seen sales overall level out, but inventory is increasing. And then that's what's pushing up the months of inventory. So speaking of inventory,
great summary, huh?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'll go in the numbers for you, but the inventory is up 8.4% month over month, up 91.5% year over year. Wow. Oh, this is interesting. There are less new listings for the condo and townhome market than last month. We're down 3.6%.
Okay.
Whereas single family was up almost 10%. But we are still 17.2% over new listings taken the same time last year. And then the final number, our months of inventory is at 4.4, which is really headed toward a balanced market overall in the valley. And that's been increasing month over month. So
very good. So maybe more of the same next month.
I think more of the same.
Who knows? Like
it's such an interesting market, because there are places that are getting multiple offers, and then there are things that are sitting, and you're like, why isn't this selling?
It's pricing. It's just so critical right now.
Yeah,
absolutely so critical. Speaking of pricing, I've just priced out a listing that's coming on the market in Henderson in the first beginning week of June.
Beautiful.
This one, like, guys, blink and you're gonna miss this one, because the sellers are listing it way lower than I think it's worth. They're moving out to the Caribbean and
strip views, Tri-Point Modern.
Oh, yeah. It's a cul-de-sac gated community right at the end. It's
great location,
fantastic location. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to do a video for that. If anyone's looking for, unobstructed strip views, you guys, it's really breathtaking. $899. It's going to be listed for a 2-story home here in Henderson. So if you would need more information on that, let me know, and I would be happy to provide that to you. And yeah, I guess with that, we'll say thank you so much for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next month. If you have any questions about the real estate market, you're thinking about moving here, relocating here, or getting out of town, we'd love to chat with you. You can find all of our contact information on our website, thethomasgrouplv.com. But for now, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again.
Bye.